All right, here's why yes, you should start. Number one, it prevents muscle atrophy. You're probably wondering what I'm even talking about. Well, basically, muscle atrophy is just you losing muscle mass over time.
One of the earliest hallmarks of aging is the loss of skeletal muscle. So unfortunately, we achieve peak muscle mass by our early 40s. And after that point, we have a progressive deterioration in some that might equal up to 50% by the time they reach their 80s or 90s. So most of us will lose about 30% of our muscle mass over the course of our lifetime. And that's really a shocking figure and a striking figure.
So that's part of why people at that age, 80s and 90s, struggle to sit down and stand up and do basic human functions that we can do. They barely have any muscle mass to do that. Look, I'm no biologist, but there's one thing about the human body that I think everyone should know. If you don't use it, you lose it. That's why 60-year-olds lose muscle. They don't use or strengthen them. So the body's like, okay, I guess we don't need this. And then over time, you're gonna lose that muscle mass and you're gonna basically be like a regular old person with joint pain and knee pain and all sorts of pain. That's where lifting comes in. Lifting weights, we all know this. It builds muscle and makes you bigger and stronger. When we lift at an early age, like our teens or our 20s, we build that muscle and it basically stays with us pretty much for the rest of our life. Even if you just maintain your muscle mass, into your 40s, 50s, and 60s, you're going to notice that you won't have the body of an old man, even when you're technically an old man.
Want a rip? Or way down. You gotta do 1,000.
In one of my weightlifting meetings, the teacher who ran the meeting, he gave us a speech where he talked about how, like, he was turning 50 years old, but has a body better than everyone his age. Because while everyone his age barely struggles to sit up and stand up without having some back pain and just having joint issues everywhere, he's still able to do basic human functions, all because he lifted weights and had an active lifestyle. Even if you don't want to be like some professional bodybuilder, some professional powerlifter, believe me, I don't want to be either. You should still lift weights for like the health benefits. Because, dude, I don't think anyone wants to have an old body when they get older. And number two, you get more respect from people. Okay, so obviously, to actually get respect from people, you have to be a nice person and have good social skills. But if you're in shape, that can be a bonus. When I started working out and losing weight, I started getting compliments left and right, and lots of people have experienced the same thing when they've started working out as well. I'm not gonna lie, the compliments mostly came from the dudes, okay? I've only gotten a compliment from one girl. I can't promise that you're gonna instantly get girls just from lifting alone, because technically, you don't even have to have a muscular body to even get with girls. Like, it's all about charisma and just having good social skills and just being confident, which I'll get more into later. Dudes at school who have a girlfriend, they're usually like skinny fat, or they're just not in shape. And only a few people actually lift weights. But you should still work out anyway because when you have more muscle, and especially if you get like a compression shirt where it's like tight on the arms, tight on the chest, dude, people will respect you in a way. Like yeah, you're not gonna have like girls swooning over you. Maybe if you like post your physique on Tinder, maybe that'll happen. But you'll get the benefits of pretty privilege. If you don't know, pretty privilege is where people like kind of like subconsciously treat pretty people better because of their looks. And so lifting weights helps you build muscle, which makes you look better. So they'll have more respect from you. And they'll get this idea that like, oh, this guy works out, he puts in the work. And they'll have this idea that like you're more disciplined and maybe even a little bit more intimidating if you're like a big dude. And over the long run, when you start like taking lifting seriously and you go on like a bulk and you get like big, not fat, like dude, I have this friend who's in my class. I'm not trying to butter him up or anything. Like I'm not gay, but the dude's huge. Like he doesn't even wear like a compression shirt and he just wears like oversized t-shirts. But like when you stand next to him, he's like I think 6 foot 6'1". I don't know. He's like he's big. He's a big dude. And that also does command respect. Number three, you just feel more confident. Like, since people are gonna start complimenting you and you're gonna start looking better in the mirror, you're gonna start to feel better about the way you look. Like, it could, especially with things like hitting UPRs, getting bigger biceps, like the progress you'll get from lifting, especially if you're a beginner, because you'll make fast progress if you dial in everything, sleep, nutrition, and like your training for like a year straight. Like the progress you'll make and how you'll feel, like it'll just spike up your dopamine that a lot of like degenerate activities can't. And I have a lot of friends that lift. I asked two of them if lifting it actually made them more confident, and they said yes. And here's the proof right here. And so when you start to feel better about the way you look, you literally become more confident as a result. And do I really need to tell you the benefits of having more confidence? So yeah, I hope that's at least somewhat convinced you to like try lifting. Because I mean, like if you start lifting now, it's like what, February? If you start lifting, give or take 6 months to a year, like by August, you'd actually be in pretty decent shape. That's all I really have to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new especially, and comment down below your thoughts on this video and whether it has convinced you to actually start getting to lifting or not, because I think a lot of people should lift. It's like one of the best things you can do for your health, and a lot of people don't do it because they have this fear of getting too big, even though building muscle is a very slow process, but it's worth it, 100%. Let's get out.
Feels good. Okay, I'm wondering what my life will be without you. Scared to try it, but I think I got to. I think I should listen to myself. Bedroom corner gun is on the shelf. Feeling my negative thoughts go